Hey everyone, James Wedmore here. In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about defining just what type of bartender you are, which is of course the title of this video. But first I wanted to go ahead and describe myself quickly and really just give like a little synopsis of what exactly I do. I am a mobile mixologist, and what is that, you may ask? Well, what I do has many names actually. Private party bartender, independent bartender, freelance bartender, mobile bartender, etc., etc. But they're all synonymous names for someone who bartends at weddings, private parties, birthdays, corporate events, and all kinds of stuff like that. Just a bunch of different exciting types of parties outside of bars or restaurants. I started bartending back when I was 21, first turned 21. I actually got in a flat tire in front of a bartending school. This is no joke. So I literally just walked in there to use their phone and to call my friend to help me out. And while I was in there waiting around, I got a little intrigued and figured, heck, why not? So 2 weeks later, I was enrolled in a $500 course to learn how to bartend. And I did learn a lot within those 2 weeks. Just shortly after, I got my first job in the service industry, although it was as a server, not a bartender, but that's a different story. But I did work hard, and I ended up working my way up that the server industry ladder to that illustrious bartender position. But it wasn't until about 6-7 months later, when a family friend of ours asked me to bartend their engagement party, did I first get exposure into that secret world of private party bartending. Well, when I was developing the Bartend for Profit system, which is the all-inclusive program that pretty much builds the entire business for you and shows you everything you need to know, I realized that there are 4 different types of bartenders who could succeed in this field of mobile bartending. And I've labeled them accordingly: graduates, retirees, newbies, and amateurs. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at these 4 that we have here. Starting first with graduates. I just completed bartending school, now what? So that's a graduate. You've spent anywhere from $400 to $800 on bartending school, and you're left wondering, what happened to your money, right? Well, I initially fell into this category. I was duped out of $600. You know, I don't want to bag on bartending schools because most of them are really good. Mine was not. I thought it was a 40-hour waste of time. And 2 weeks later, all I was left was a credit card receipt and a printed certificate, not worth framing. So I found myself asking, great, I finished bartending school, now what? And I quickly found out that adding that quote-unquote bartending certificate or, bartender graduate onto my resume with no other experience in the service industry, it didn't really get me into the door. No restaurants or bars were really impressed with that. And here's what bartending schools don't want to tell you. The best bartending jobs, the ones that made you want to become a bartender in the first place, the ones you hear where they're making 300 plus tips every single night, they are never, ever advertised. There's such a demand for them that if the current bartender who's been working that position for 8 years decides to actually quit, managers always choose the next in line. They're going to go with that other bartender or another bar back or a server who's been working their ass off. So they rarely are going to consider any type of outsider with nothing but a bartending certificate. So this leaves us graduates kind of stuck. A good bartending position is the most lucrative and most exciting position available in the service industry. So new bartenders are promoted. They're not picked on a whim based on a piece of paper. So for those of you out there who are already attending a bartending school, or those of you who are currently having trouble finding a job, becoming an independent bartender or a freelance bartender is probably your best option. You get to become your own boss and you make the rules. And as your business grows, as mine quickly did, you'll find yourself on the other side of the hiring table, which is the greatest thing ever. Instead of people telling you, no, we can't hire you, sorry, there's no position available, now people are coming to you asking for jobs. And I get this all the time. It's really cool. Instead of making managers and owners money, your army of employees, bartenders and servers, can be making you money. And here's another little thing I wanted to point out, is that bartending school does not prepare you, in my opinion, for a real bartending job at a restaurant or bar, but it more than qualifies you for the skills needed to bartend at private parties. So you're already off to a great start. Okay, retirees is my second category. I'm an experienced bartender and I want out. You've spent anywhere from 6 months to 16 years working in the service industry and you can't take it any longer. After I graduated bartending school, I was able to find and land a job as a server. And in order to become a bartender, I had to work hard to work my way up that restaurant ladder and gain seniority. And you probably know how this works. If you've spent any amount of time in the service industry, be it bartender, barback, server, or hostess, the transition to independent bartender is actually really a breeze because you already have the skills and the confidence to offer great customer service and create memorable nights while bartending. And the best part is customers are no longer rude and you don't have to waste your nights cleaning and restocking. It's great. So your nights are actually going to go from stressful to stress-free as you realize you're getting paid way more to do far less. And of course the best part in following my program will allow you to successfully launch your own income producing business in your spare time. So you don't even have to quit your current job. And then I offer a little warning to you that prolonged exposure to this new world of freelance bartending may indeed actually cause you to quit your current job and never want to work for someone else again. So it is a little addicting. Okay, for you newbies, you want to be a bartender, where do you start? You know how great it is to be a bartender. Maybe you've seen the movie Cocktail with Tom Cruise or something like that. But you have little, if any, real experience behind a bar, which makes it even more difficult. And you don't want to spend $800 to go to bartending school. I don't blame you. But without any experience, you're left with only the positive assumptions of the life of a bartender. The great tips, the memorable nights, excellent reputation, and attention from the opposite sex. Unfortunately, there is that hidden dark side that I spoke of earlier to any job in the service industry. The money may be great, but bartenders and servers must put up with ridiculous customer complaints, rude managers, backbreaking cleaning, horrible shifts, yada, yada, yada. You get it. But here's the good. If you're a newbie, you are fortunate enough to have never experienced any of these horrors of the service industry that put grays in your hair and add years to your life. But of course, there's the bad. You have little or no experience. You really don't know the first thing about bartending. But once again, here's the beautiful. The Bartend for Profit system, the program I created, teaches you everything, including bartending, so you benefit the most. You basically take the shortcut to becoming a bartender. So it really is, it's great, and you get to do less and make more once again. Okay, let's talk about the amateurs. I haven't forgotten you. You're already a freelance bartender. How do you become the best? So let's say you've already, gotten a taste of bartending outside of a bar or restaurant, and you love it, but you're asking yourself, how do I get more gigs? How do I market myself better? And how do I just improve my business and grow and expand it? Well, we teach you that as well with the Bartend for Profit system. And you can really learn a lot to improve both personally and financially. So that's basically it. Mull that over a bit. Thank you for your time. My name is James Wedmore, mobile mixologist and author of the Bartend for Profit system. You can get a bunch of free information. I got tons of stuff waiting for you to getting your business up and running on my website, which is bartenderforprofit.com, located at the bottom of the screen. I've laid out the blueprints for starting your business from scratch, and I also helped you assist you in making your very own bartending business cards for free so you can start promoting you and your business, your service right now. There's no excuse for getting started. And I've got a bunch of other free reports and information. All I ask is that you fill out the form on my website with your name and email address so you can get everything emailed to you directly. I also want you to go ahead and check out my blog at bartenderconfessions.com. You can watch more videos. I got tons of stories about some of my crazy nights, and I got a ton of tips on how to increase your tips increase your marketing, and make more money, be more successful. So check that out, bartenderconfessions.com. Thank you guys again for checking out this video. I wish you the best of luck out there. Here's to your bartending success. Cheers.